This is your Article 40 Fundamental Rights, Personal Rights Judicial Review application. Coming soon will be applications for the family, education, children, private property and religion. Under Article 40, you have the right to be treated equally before the law, under Article 40.1. Under Article 40.2, titles of nobility shall not be conferred by the state. That means no one can be given a royal title without the state's permission. Under 40.3, the state guarantees in its laws to respect and, as far practical by its laws, to defend and vindicate the personal rights of the citizen. So the state must protect your personal rights, and this is a guarantee. Under Article 40.4, your right to live in peace and personal liberty, including protection from unlawful detention. Under Article 40.5, the protection of your home from unlawful intrusion. Article 40.6, your right to speak freely. And that concludes your fundamental rights, personal rights, under Article 40. Before you file your application in the central office, you have to first come into the High Court and give an ex parte docket to a judge of the High Court and asking the judge for an order pursuant to the inherent jurisdiction of the High Court and the guarantees enshrined in Articles 34.1, 40.1 and 40.3 of the Constitution. These intended proceedings shall not attract stamp duty, ensuring the administration of justice, equality before the law and the state's duty to vindicate those personal rights. When you have your form filled out, basically you just sign the bottom of the ex parte motion docket, put your name and address and a description of yourself in the affidavit and sign the affidavit by a peace commissioner or a solicitor. These 2 pages go straight to the judge, and then you'll have your judicial review done out beforehand for them to have a look at, just to make sure that they're happy with it. And when you walk into the court, you wait until the list has been called, and you get the 2 applications. So the first application is giving you an order to file the documents without having the fee put on them, and you simply just walk up to the bar where the register sits at and give the forms directly to the judge. Now, at this moment, the registrar who will be sitting there will take the forms from you and place them in front of the judge. And then what you do then is you turn around and you simply take your seat and or stand. And the judge will look at your forms and then give you an order for you to proceed to the central office to file your judicial review. That's as simple as it is. It takes about, I'd say, 5 minutes in total to get the order off the judge. That's the order that the state guarantees to protect and vindicate your rights. And there's no fee on the state guarantee. But if you go down to the central office and you neglect to bring these matters before the judge in the first instance, this application will cost you €210 in the first instance, and then every time you need to file an affidavit, you'd have to pay €20, or a notice of motion is €80. You'll also have to pay any fees associated with appellant matters. Say, for example, if the state isn't adhering to the rules of the court and you need to appeal their actions to the Court of Appeal, that would cost you €250, and to the Supreme Court would cost you another €250, with costs of motions and affidavits in the Court of Appeal as well. So it's absolutely important to come into the court first, to give these to the judge sitting just a few feet from where you normally stand, and that will have the effect of taking away all fees associated with bringing matters before the judges concerning your fundamental rights. Unfortunately, a lot of people in Ireland, they don't know this. They end up having to go to the Central Office of the High Court, and they're charged hundreds and thousands of euro just to bring matters in front of the courts here in Ireland. The courts are free. The courts do not charge anyone to engage with them. It's a free process, especially for exercising your fundamental rights. And for anyone who needs to exercise their personal rights, rights for the family, education, children, private property and religion, it's important that we engage with the judge first and not the Court Services of Ireland, who put fees on everything. So this is one way to get your matters before the judge and not to be burdened by any financial obligations. And I'll put a link to the form in the tweet, and I'll also be doing a form for plenary proceedings as well. And summary, there'll be any proceedings to do with the High Court. Once they engage your fundamental rights, there's no cost. There's no costs at all associated with them.